everyone. Today I'm doing a psychic reading on veganism and the vegan agenda. I am an ex-vegan, for the record. I was vegan off and on for years and found it to be sadly unsustainable. I've been every kind of vegan. I've tried every which way to be vegan, and it just like many people are finding now, that it is not sustainable long term, and or even for some people short term. So, and I find it funny as well, or I don't know if funny is the right word, but I started my journey into veganism back in like 1991, 1990. People didn't even know what it was. Okay, like you'd be like, "Oh, I'm vegan," and people go, "What the hell's that?" And you'd have to explain it to them, and they still didn't understand. And I mean, this was on the East Coast as well. It was a little better in California when I eventually moved to California, and I was in like vegan heaven at that point. And that was closer to 2001, 1999 and stuff, around that period of time. Anyway, my point is that I have been down all the vegan roads and really have found that it's just not sustainable. And it's kind of odd to be uh, at this point now in our society where it seems like so many people are going vegan, and the vegan things are listed as vegan, and you go to restaurants and they have vegan options, and so many people are getting into it, and a lot of people are not having good experiences. And there's some conspiracy theories out there as to, is this part of the transhumanist agenda? Is there some Why is veganism being so promoted now? As far as, 20 years ago when people didn't know what it was and you were kind of a weirdo. And even in the health food world, it was not very popular. As I worked at health food stores and everything, and it was not popular even, among the very health conscious. But anyway, let me go into trance. If this is your first time seeing any of my videos, what I do is I get out of my logic and analytical brain and go into a more of what we call a trance, altered state, I guess. Trance sounds kind of weird, but it's kind of an altered state in which I'm in my sixth chakra, and I'm able to look at things. I'm able to look at things from a neutral perspective. So let me go into that. All right. So I'm going to look into veganism. Is it going to continue? That's the first question that comes up. How long will the vegan trend continue? So I'm seeing it going up a little bit more, getting a little bit more popular. I'm getting like a 2 year mark. Like the next 2 years, it's going to get increase in popularity somewhat, and then it's going to start dropping off. Um, Not like it's going to drop off fairly rapidly, not like a cliff, but a rapid decline over the next 15 years. there is going to be a timeline shift. I'm getting 2 years again. So I'm getting that there's going to be actual a shift in our reality. We're going through a shift in our reality right now. The shift in the reality is going to cause whatever was behind the veganism becoming more popular is going to end, and then the drop off rate is going to increase, where people are going to just people aren't going to be jumping into the veganism um, scene as much. The popularity is going to start really drastically going downward in about 2 years after, and there will be some sort of energetic shift that is going to support this. It could just be happening anyway, because like I said, veganism's not sustainable, um, and especially long term for most people. So, and more people are coming out. So it wouldn't surprise me if that happens anyway. I'm trying to look at more of this reality shift that's happening. It looks positive as far as, I'm having a hard time believing what I'm seeing. Okay, so I'm seeing some progress in um, availability of meat, animal products. Weird. I'm seeing just this energetic shift that's going to, and I'm not understanding it. I'm not understanding it at all. I'll be honest. It looks like there's some energetic shift, and I'm going to try looking at what is, if there's beings behind the veganism propaganda, and beings behind trying to promote veganism in such um, a very intense way that it's going about. It's been a bit disturbing, because it's gotten very militant, and you know it wasn't so militant 20 years ago when I first started, and the vegan scene has become quite militant. And I really wonder, let's see what's behind these things. Oh, that's weird. So I'm seeing these beings that are red in color. So they're kind of latching on to the psychic energy that's being created through this. Through all this drama. I'm not seeing such an overall organized agenda. I mean, I am seeing an organized agenda to a degree, but I'm not seeing it being as strong as people think it is. And it's very, it's just going to come to an abrupt, somewhat of an abrupt end, um, in a couple of years. It's just going to kind of fall apart. It's almost like an experiment. And there are these beings that have been siphoning the psychic energy, from the drama that's being created by the vegan community. Um, and also, I just saw something else. Where did it go? That was weird. It kind of popped in, popped out. There is an agenda, to make people weaker, and to get to channel through them, to siphon energy from them. And the vegan the there so there is an agenda to try to basically weaken people's barriers, psychic barriers. And this is going on a lot of different levels. It's not just veganism. There are other things, pharmaceuticals, drugs, all different types of ways that they are trying to weaken us, weaken our psychic barriers, so they can psychically vampire off of us and channel negativity through us, and kind of a zombification. And so that's the bigger agenda behind veganism, and some other, that's going to come up in some other readings I do as well, because it's not just veganism that does that. And it's like this, yeah, it's just, okay, so I'm seeing this red thing. It looks like a big parasite, okay? And it is like a vacuum, and it's just sucking in all the psychic energy that is being generated, and people being weakened. Okay, and then there are these other beings coming in that are kind of taking over some of these um, militant vegans. They have like energetic attachments, and some like kind of demonic possession type stuff going on. I know that sounds a bit over the top, but that's what I'm seeing. Um, so I would suggest getting strong, eating, nourishing your body in a sustainable way, because we are getting really inundated with psychic attack at this point in history. So, okay, if you're still with me, sometimes it takes me a little while. These readings are completely, um, very, very rarely do I look at things beforehand, in this to this degree, where I go into an altered state and look at things. So sometimes it takes me a few minutes to get to where I need to be. Um, so thank you for making it to the end of the video. I try to not let these videos get too long either. So I will be putting some more videos out. I'm going through a lot of ascension symptoms right now, so yeah, it's been an intense ride the last couple months for sure. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'm sure some people are not gonna like this video at all. So, well, I'm just putting it out there. Bye for now.